Sports Minister Gayton McKenzie has dissolved the Boxing South Africa board with immediate effect, deciding against spending more money on a court case. McKenzie's decision came after BSA appeared before Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Sport, Arts and Culture, where the regulator's excessive litigation costs had been flagged. This is the second time since December that the new BSA board has been dissolved. Both occasions have come from legal action by a group calling themselves the National Professional Boxing Promoters Association. To chat more about this, we're joined by boxing promoter Joyce Kungwane. A very good evening and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. As a promoter, are you part of this organization?
Good evening, Veglen. Thanks for having me on your show, and I would like to say good evening to the viewers of Newzroom Afrika and the boxing lovers at large. I can't say I am. And the reason I'm saying I can't say I am, Veglen, is because, look, we renew licenses every year as per Boxing South African Act. And as far as my checkings, the group actually that is called the National Boxing Promoters Association, out of the group, there's only one promoter that is licensed. So I can't say I'm being represented, because remember, when you're saying you are an association, you should be carrying people's mandate. The same people that they're saying they're representing. We did not give them the mandate. Where I'm sitting right now, I can't even think of the minutes or a meeting where we sat and decided on such a matter.
Do you know of any of your colleagues that are also boxing promoters who may be members of this association?
I did my checkups this afternoon, and most of the members, they say they are distancing themselves from this because they are not represented by this association.
So what do you make of these challenges? It's quite clear that you don't support them.
Look, Valen, I would say, as TLB Boxing Promotions, from the beginning of these challenges, I don't even want to call them challenges, but whatever it is, we've been saying what is the issue. And obviously, because now there's litigations, and I'm not a law guru. So, but my question has been, what has changed from the previous ministers? Because the process that was followed is the same process that was followed by the ministers before even Zizikoto. So maybe it's an issue of me not understanding the law, but I'm saying it's the same process that has been followed.
How do you think these actions by this body, the National Boxing Promoters Association, how do you think it's affecting the sport?
Look, it's affecting us because right now the board has been dissolved. We're not sure of our tomorrow. We're not sure if we're going to have the sanctioning committee. We're not sure if we're going to have, remember last time when we were at the Women's Summit, there was an MOU that was signed between the women in boxing and GS Sport. So we don't know where we stand, because the chairperson of Women in Boxing is part of the dissolved committee or the board. So we don't know where we are right now. There's just lots of uncertainties actually in boxing.
Do you think the National Boxing Promoters Association cares about the sport in light of what you've just said?
Look, I wouldn't say what they're thinking or what is it that is driving them to doing what they're doing. And this is what I've been saying, to say, I wish to know what is it that they're trying to achieve. Because, Valen, who sits in the board? I don't know how it affects me as a boxing promoter, because me promoting is not dependent on who sits in the board. But I guess they are the ones who can explain better. But honestly speaking, for me, it's just disappointing to say tomorrow you've got the board. After 2 days, you no longer have the board. But what is the main issue? And I'm trying to get the main issue. I'm struggling. I mean, for a year almost, we've been asking ourselves, what's the actual issue? And I'm failing to get it.
In light of that, do you think perhaps the minister should have actually challenged the National Boxing Promoters Association rather than just ceding to their wishes and dissolving the Boxing South Africa board?
Look, unfortunately, I don't know the reasons behind the minister's decision, and I cannot therefore comment on that one. But my wish would have, I would have loved to see the board continuing instead of it being dropped abruptly like this.
We're quickly running out of time, and I just want to get an update on your boxer. He unfortunately was hospitalized over the weekend after being defeated by Ricardo Malajika in an IBO Junior bantamweight fight at Emperor's Palace in Johannesburg. How is he doing at the moment?
So far, he's well. He's been discharged, and he left for Eastern Cape yesterday. Remember, he's based in Eastern Cape. So he left for Eastern Cape yesterday. I've been checking on him. He told me he's fine. Even yesterday, he said to me, "Mama, I'm in town trying to do some exercises like in walking, because remember, the doctor has put him on rest for some time. So he's not allowed to go back to training or the gym for about 6 weeks now."
Will he be able to fight again?
Yes, that's the greatest news actually that we were received from the neurosurgeon. Luckily, I had an engagement with them on Saturday when I went to visit him. So they cleared him to say there's no blood clot or anything on his brain.
The fight supervisor says that he didn't see any rabbit punching, but we've got a picture that actually seems that that's incorrect, and there was a bit of rabbit punching. Have you tried to contact them to perhaps challenge the fight supervisor, and the outcome of this fight?
Look, we have not. Remember, what happened is the boxer was admitted Friday evening immediately after the fight. So our priority was for the boxer to get out of hospital or get medical attention. And as for the rest of the things that happened afterwards, we only started relaxing like today or yesterday afternoon after he had left. So I haven't spoken to the manager and to hear what he's saying about the issue. But from my side as a promoter, his promoter, I didn't say anything, but I guess it also goes back to Boxing South Africa to say, what is it that they're going to do with this matter?
Sure, and it doesn't get any easier. Joyce Kungwane, thank you so much for your time and speaking honestly to us here on Newzroom Afrika about the issues that, once again, are bedeviling the sport of boxing.